Crypto is all about buying low and selling high. Now the issue is that there is a strong correlation between attention on a cryptocurrency and its price. In other words, when a cryptocurrency is low, nobody is looking. When a cryptocurrency is high, everybody is looking. So people end up buying high and selling low. In this video, I want to talk about a cryptocurrency that's pretty much out of the eyesight of most people because it did not perform that well in the last year, but I think not necessarily justifiably so. So this was the performance of the top 100 cryptocurrencies in the last year. Pretty much everything was green, but there are a few outliers, and one of them being over here. So in the last year, Ethereum went up by more than 60%. Bitcoin went up by more than 120%. But have a look at this. This is Polygon Matic. Polygon Matic lost in an over bullish trend 27%. Now here's the big question. Is this price drop justified? Is Polygon Matic dying? Is there still adoption? Is there a lot of token inflation? What's going on here? So let's address token inflation first. This is the circulating supply of Polygon Matic over time. And yes, this rose quite a bit, a 5x in the circulating supply within roughly 5 years. But looking forward, there is no more circulating supply expansion. We have hit pretty much 100% of circulating supply for Polygon Matic. And what that means is that there's no more tokens hitting the market that could then potentially depress the price, right? That's the idea. As supply grows, but demand doesn't grow as quickly, then the price gets suppressed. However, if there is no more growth in supply and demand can somewhat grow, then of course the price can appreciate as well. So let's now look at the demand. The supply side is no problem. There's no more token inflation. According to DeFi Llama, Polygon Matic is the 11th largest blockchain, at least in terms of total value locked. According to CoinMarketCap, it's the 18th largest cryptocurrency in terms of market cap. Here's the total value locked development on chain on Polygon Matic in US dollars. Of course, we had a massive DeFi summer. We spiked all the way to almost 10 billion. Now we came back down. Now we are at a bit over 900 million. And we've been there for quite a while, for more than a year. Measured in Matic tokens, this chart doesn't look that different. So measured in Matic tokens, we actually went up slightly in the last year. So there's more total value locked on chain, while again, the price went down by 27%. So maybe there is some kind of disconnect here, but let's dig deeper. Let's have a look at the usage of the Polygon Matic chain. So not the total value locked, but simply the number of transactions, the number of wallets, how much is Polygon Matic actually being used, and is this potentially declining, explaining this price depression? On DeFi Llama, we've got different blockchains ordered by its activity in the last 24 hours. And at number 1 is actually Solana. At number 6 already, we've got Polygon Matic. And here's the interesting thing about Polygon Matic. When we look at the major coins ordered by liquidity, we don't just have meme coins like on Solana or on Base. We've got the Sandbox token, we've got the Render token, we've got KlimaDAO, another liquidity pool for the decentralized exchange, QuickSwap. So it's not all just meme coin gambling here. Compare this with the top tokens on Solana. We've got Slurf, Book of Meme, Cats in a Dog World, etc. I don't have to tell you more. Now let's have a look at the number of addresses and the number of transactions. That can be found over here. So this is a Dune dashboard. It looks at the number of transactions since beginning of the year. It's relatively constant. The number of active addresses also relatively constant. Recently, there had been a lot of new contracts deployed. That's very interesting. I do not know what's driving this massive surge in contract deployments. And the address activity tends to even be rising. Isn't that fascinating? There's a lot of information on this dashboard. The daily fees are somewhat fluctuating, but it all seems to be somewhat stable. It doesn't look like a dying chain whatsoever. Look at this, the Polygon gas fees, they even tend to be rising. Now let's have a look at relative valuations. Probably we are now relatively speaking cheap, right? Because Polygon Matic underperformed while the rest of the market went up. But is there potentially a support? So when we look at relative valuations of Polygon Matic, say to Ethereum or say to Bitcoin or say to BNB, right? A very strong competitor. How does that currently look like? This is the Matic US dollar price, and we are going sideways pretty much since March of 2021, but a lot of that sideways movement was also due to a circulating supply expansion, right? The circulating supply isn't expanding anymore going forward. According to this metric, we are neither very cheap nor very expensive. We're pretty much in the middle. But here's the thing, right? We always want to look at relative performance, because the reason why we get into Polygon Matic over just Bitcoin or Ethereum is because we want to get outsized performance. We take on more risk because we want to get more performance. Why else take on something that's not as safe as Bitcoin, for example? Let's have a look at Matic relative to Bitcoin. That's the chart. The potential risk here is maybe an additional underperformance of 35%. The potential reward, though, if things go really well, is an outperformance of more than 400%. I'm not saying that this will happen, but this is the idea of buying low and selling high, right? We have to take some kind of a calculated risk. This is Polygon Matic relative to Ethereum. This looks very, very nice, very little risk. So it's possible to even set a somewhat close stop loss, maybe for an underperformance of say up to 20% or so. But the potential outperformance ranges all the way up to almost plus 300%. Here's Polygon Matic relative to BNB. Also very little downside, but nice upside, in the best of cases, more than 300%. And so this is how I see this. What's the risk that we take on here? Normally, for most altcoins, time is against us. And that's because more and more competition enters the space, but also because there's all of that token inflation. We don't have the token inflation anymore. Of course, we've got more and more layer 1s and layer 2s that get set up that can potentially compete with Polygon Matic, but still, Matic is a very large chain. It's not necessarily going down in usage, and it doesn't have any more token inflation. And obviously, we have to buy before we know what's the next narrative that can push this up, right? If you bought Solana low, you could not anticipate that's going to be meme coin trading that's going to push that up. We don't know what will happen with Matic. Will it be DeFi that accelerates the next rally? Will it be meme coin trading as well? Will it just move from Base and from Solana to Matic? I have no idea. I don't dare to anticipate that. But what I do dare to anticipate is that a lot of the sell pressure has already been realized, and that right now relative valuations look pretty clean. Thus, I'm also planning to buy some Matic tokens after this video. I haven't bought anything yet. I'm always buying just after the video, several hours after publishing a video. And I'm only going to exit that position in case crypto turns really, really bearish. I will also hedge myself against the general macro trend. So I will go short Ethereum at the same time. So I will basically bet on the relative valuation, right? I will bet on Matic relative to Ethereum going up, not relative to the US dollar. So I'm not so certain that this chart here will go up, but this chart looks pretty promising to go up. So I will deposit stable coins on a borrowing and lending platform like Aave. I will borrow Ethereum against this, have then an Ethereum denominated loan, swap that against Matic, then wait for this to go up to then afterwards swap it back to Ethereum, pay off the loan and make profit for this relative valuation play. If this went a bit over your head, how to set this up, right? How to buy Matic versus Ethereum and not Matic in US dollars, then feel free to check out Premium. There are dedicated tutorial videos just on that. So the Premium link is down below. It's thebitcoinstrader.com. Feel free to check it out. If you've got Telegram and you want to chat with me, feel free to join us. It's 100% free. Link as well is down below. See you over there. Last but not least, of course, a like would be very much appreciated as well. It helps the channel grow, and feel free to subscribe. I publish videos regularly. See you next time. Cheers.